Hi everyone, welcome back to Wilde Reads. My name is Dave. Welcome back to another video. Well, I've gone and done it again, I'm afraid. I've gone and bought some more books. Full confession time. Okay, on the last video, stupidly, I said I haven't called this video part 1 because this is going to be the only book haul of the month, I said, ridiculously, stupidly to myself. Well, actually, I said it to you guys as well. I should know by now, I have no restraint, I have no willpower. And so today's video, I'll be showing you the 25 books that I've bought since the last time I told you that I wouldn't be buying any more books this month. Okay, so in between then, we've had an unhaul as well. So what happened was I put the unhauled boxes into the, I'll put the unhauled books into the box to take to the charity bookshop and came back with a further 11 books. Which is fine, but then over the last 2 days I've been to Waterstones twice and bought a load more books. So should we just get on with showing you the books? Okay, we're going to do the second-hand charity bookshop books first, and these are, this is a nice little copy, an old Penguin copy of The Decline and Fall by Evelyn Waugh. This particular edition is 1974, so a 1974 edition of Evelyn Waugh's Decline and Fall, because I haven't got a copy of it, so why not? So, sent down from Oxford for indecent behaviour, Paul Pennyfeather embarks on a series of bizarre adventures which start in a minor public school and end in Egdon Heath prison. In this, his first novel, Evelyn Waugh immediately caught the ear of the public with his comic yet curiously touching account of an innocent plunged into the sham, brittle world of high society. I've just seen the price of the back of this. 40p this was when it came out. How times have changed. The next one is a book by, what's that in there? Leaflet. Joyce Carol Oates. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about Joyce Carol Oates. This book is called We Were the Mulvanys, the #1 international bestseller. And it says here, it is a book that will break your heart, hail it, and then break it again. So says the Los Angeles Times. The Mulvanys are seemingly blessed by everything that makes life sweet. They live together in the picture-perfect High Point Farm just outside Mount Ephraim, New York, where they are respected and liked by everyone. Yet something happens on Valentine's Day 1976, an incident involving Marianne Mulvaney, the pretty 16-year-old daughter, is hushed up in the town and never discussed within the family. The impact of this event reverberates through the lives of the characters. So that's Joyce Carol Oates. It's going to be my first venture into Joyce Carol Oates, and I'm very much looking forward to it. The next one is a book that I read years and years ago. It's Philip Roth, The Human Stain. I love this book. It's really, really good. So I bought it because I fancy giving it a reread. If not in the immediate future, then certainly next year. Next year I want to, I tend not to reread, but I want to reread my favourite novels next year, Howard's End included. More of Howard's End in a moment. The next one I've got is Michael Frayn. Michael Frayn is an author that I have dabbled with over the years. I loved some of his early work, Spies, and I've got Skios as well. This looks really, really good. I have a discovery to report. Many of the world's great treasures are known to have been lost over the centuries. I believe I may have found one of them. So begins the story, as told by Martin Clay, a would-be young art historian, as he suddenly sees opening in front of him the chance of a lifetime, the opportunity to perform a great public service, and at the same time to make his professional reputation, perhaps even rather a lot of money as well. So that's called Headlong, that's by Michael Frayn. The next one I've got is this. This is a lovely old book, look at this. This was 40p. Romantic Britain, it's called, and it's a lovely old hardback. The National Heritage and Beauty, History and Legend of Britain. And it's got loads of these photographic plates in there as well. And it's just a lot of areas of the country which I know and love really well. And so I thought this would be a lovely book to just dip in and out of as and when the mood takes me. So that's going in non-fiction corner. over there. Non-fiction corner needs a bit of a sort out actually, it's looking a bit messy. What else have we got? Should we do some new books or should we carry on with some old books? Okay, we're going to carry on with some second-hand books first. So, Alan Bennett, The Uncommon Reader, which I read last month, which I have in paperback. I found this lovely little, look at this, a lovely little Faber hardback of it. And I loved the book and I really wanted this, so I bought it. It was about 30p. Then we have a couple of Kingsley Amis paperbacks. I love Kingsley Amis. I think personally, I know his son Martin is very well respected and he's up there with the likes of Sebastian Faulks and Salman Rushdie and Ian McEwan and Julian Barnes. He's one of those A-list rock star writers, but I think his father's writing is so superior to his, which is why I grabbed a couple of Kingsley Amis books. So Difficulties with Girls, these have got very 1980s covers, look at that. You would never get away with that now, I don't think. They're so cheesy, these covers. And the other one is Jake's Thing. But the writing of Kingsley Amis is superb and I can't recommend it highly enough. Also with the second hand, we have NW or Northwest NW, Zadie Smith, which I've wanted for ages and ages and ages, but I've never actually got round to owning a copy of it. The next one is a Bloomsbury copy of Holes by Louis Sachar. It's supposed to be magic and hard realism come crashing together in an extraordinary and unconventional novel. The next one I have here is Albert Camus, The Outsider, a little penguin modern classic, the story of a beach murder, one of the century's classic novels, Blood and Sand. Camus explores the predicament of the individual who is prepared to face the indifference of the universe courageously and alone. So I grabbed that as well. And what else did I grab? New books, on to new books now. We have The Psychology of Time Travel by Kate Mascarenhas. This is about time travel. Is still in its infancy. It's hard to predict what the effects on body and mind might be. 4 female scientists invent a time travel machine. They are on the cusp of fame, the pioneers who open the world to new possibilities, but then one of them suffers a breakdown and puts the whole project in peril. It's got a gorgeous, I've seen this do it on a blog tour on the socials recently, and I was really excited about it and really wanting to get it. I've got it now. The next one is, you can't really call this a novel. You'd struggle to even call this a novella. It's barely a short story. It's Ian McEwan, My Purple Scented Novel. Look at just how small this book is. It's tiny, but it's perfect and it's perfectly formed. So basically, Ian McEwan wrote a story called My Purple Scented Novel a couple of years ago, and it was published in the New York Times. Now, Ian McEwan has recently celebrated his 70th birthday, and so Vintage decided to publish this. And I love Ian McEwan. I really do love Ian McEwan. So you will have heard of my friend, the once celebrated novelist Jocelyn Tarbert. I suspect his memory is beginning to fade. You'd never heard of me, the once obscure novelist Parker Sparrow, until my name was publicly connected with his. To a knowing few, our names remain rigidly attached, like the two ends of a seesaw. His rise coincided with, though did not cause, my decline. I don't deny there was wrongdoing. I stole a life, and I don't intend to give it back. You may treat these few pages as a confession. My Purple Scented Novel follows the perfect crime of literary betrayal. I'm really looking forward to reading that. I might read that after filming this, actually. The next one I've got a couple of non-fictions here, and I've been after these 2 books ever since, certainly this one. This is Wilding by Isabella Tree. I've been wanting this book all year. Look at this cover, it's amazing. And I did pick this up when I was in Wales recently in Hay-on-Wye, but for some reason I didn't get round to actually buying it. It's just beautiful. It's a stunning book. The story of an astonishingly bold experiment, the rewilding of a West Sussex farm and the triumphant return of nature to the British countryside. Really looking forward to that. I haven't yet made a decision when I'm going to read it, but more than likely it will be part of a non-fiction November type TBR. The second one I've got is Buzz. This is about, as you can guess, bees. Bees are incredibly important. I'm sure you know how important bees are. And this I saw advertised in the book section of the Radio Times. And I thought, oh, that sounds really good. That's definitely a bit of me. So it's just all about bees and how important they are and how vital it is that we protect bees. Another few books I've got here is A Ladder to the Sky, John Boyne. This is John Boyne's latest book. If you look hard enough, you can find stories pretty much anywhere. They don't even have to be your own. Or so would-be writer Maurice Swift decides very early on in his career. A chance encounter in a Berlin hotel with celebrated novelist Eric Ackerman gives him the opportunity to ingratiate himself with someone more powerful than him. Wonderful, can't wait to get into that one. I've also picked up, this is on my TBR this month, this is the new book from Patrick Gale, which has only just come out. I'm going to an event at the end of September where I shall be listening to Patrick Gale read from this book, and I wanted to read it before I went to that event. So this is his new book, Take Nothing With You, which I am really looking forward to. I'm going to be reading this next week, I think. Also picked up Sally Rooney's new book. This is Normal People. I think I'm reading her first book, Conversations with Friends, next month. This one has been long listed for this year's Booker Prize. Really, really excited about that. And also nominated for this year's Booker is The Water Cure by Sophie McIntosh. This was another book that I had in my hands. I just loved that cover. I liked this cover before it had the Man Booker logos put on it, but I still love it. It's still beautiful. Really looking forward to that one. And also on my TBR this month, I am going to be reading The Western Wind by Samantha Harvey, which I've got this lovely proof edition of, but I saw the final retail edition in the shop, which is even more gorgeous than that. I mean, so I've now got a proof and a final retail edition as well. I think you'll agree, they are stunning, stunningly beautiful books. I haven't finished yet. So also, new books, I've got, I read The Vegetarian last year by Han Kang, which won the International Man Booker, and I was really keen to read some more Han Kang. So I got Human Acts from Han Kang, and also The White Book from Han Kang as well. These are translated from Korean. I'm not sure if it's the same translator that translated the Vegetarian, but I will find out. I also got Ian McEwan's first book. This was so when Ian McEwan first started, he published 2 volumes of short stories, In Between the Sheets and First Love, Last Rites, and then he sort of launched onto the scene in 1978 with this book, The Cement Garden, which is a book pretty much about incest and an incestuous relationship between this brother and sister. And I wanted to have it as a reread because I'm thinking of doing a series on Ian McEwan in the new year probably, but I wanted to have this as just a bit of research. Also, I have this one. This is by Elizabeth Noble. This is new as well. Letters to Iris, another wonderful cover. Could a secret from another time change your life? Look at the end papers on this. Oh my God, it's like a William Morris. Very much like a design from William Morris called The Strawberry Thief, but wonderful. It's almost like opening up a Persephone book. It's that good. Take it, it's the same on there. What a beautiful book. Wow. So this is out from Penguin, Michael Joseph. Tess has a secret, one which is going to turn her life upside down in just 9 months' time. The only person she can confide in is her beloved grandmother, but Iris is slipping further away each day. Then chance brings a stranger into Tess's life. Gigi's heart goes out to Tess, knowing what it is to feel alone. She's determined to show her that there is a silver lining to every cloud, and their unlikely friendship blossoms. Tess feels inspired to open up, but something still holds her back until she discovers Iris has a secret of her own. A suitcase of letters from another time, the missing pieces of a life she never shared. Could the letters hold the answers that Tess thought lost forever? An uplifting, unforgettable story about keeping secrets, taking chances, and finding happiness where you least expect it. So that's Letters to Iris from Elizabeth Noble. And the last book See, I've almost saved the best till last. The last book is another, I'm afraid, copy of Howard's End. But I've wanted this for so long. This is the Everyman's Library hardback edition with this beautiful spine. Look at that. So yes, it's Howard's End. Yes, I have multiple copies of it, but it is my life's mission to get Howard's End in every binding that's ever been published, and I don't know how far I am along that journey yet, and I know I've still got to make a video about Howard's End, but this has got a new introduction and I really wanted this edition because it is beautiful. So there you go. That is the book haul that was never meant to be a book haul. How's everyone else's book buying going? Does anyone else have a problem with willpower when it comes to buying books? If you have, please let me know in the comments down below. I shall see you on Sunday for another video. Until then, whatever you're doing this week, enjoy your books. And I'll see you back here on Sunday for another BookTube video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.